This is maybe old Salt Gamer. So I've done some work. Just wanted to give you a heads up. I'll put some ice crushers out here. One for water, one for oxygen, one for volatiles, and then I have a fuel tank here. This is all a preliminary setup. I'm testing my Stirling engine. Very easy to make on Europa, because all you gotta do is set them outside there. It's so cold it keeps everything cold. So I have 10 liters of input going into this furnace, and it's maintaining about 1,000 degrees, and I have 5 going out. Now I have to regulate this. I don't have this set up to pressurize itself, so but you see it's working. That's only going up to 3 megapascals, so that's not getting too hot. And of course I don't have this hooked up to anything right now. And this is probably starting to go up in pressure, but not really. Probably because, is this still pressurizing? Not really. Do I have, I don't have a whole lot of, I do have nitrogen in this gas too, which is probably downgrading it a little bit, but all I have to do is turn the input up. We'll go up to 15 and the output up to 10, and you hear it speeds up. Now obviously I have to watch and make sure I don't over pressurize things like that right there, so I am going up too high. Let's lower the output a little bit. Now it's going back down. Running really fast. So this is going to be my main power source as far as I'm concerned, because I've got to lower the input of this down 1 maybe. Oop. Let me keep that relatively stable. And then I'm going to have this all on an IC chip to regulate this automatically. There we go. And this, of course, is going to overpressurize. Well, it's not. Using it just as fast as it's going in there, which is kind of surprising. But you see, now, I could do this. Do I have a heavy cable? I do have 1 heavy cable. That's all I need. Now, if I put over here actually a cable monitor on that, I could see how much needs silicone. Oh, what's up? My battery dead? No. Why am I breathing heavy? Oh, I'm out of water. Well, I can suffer for a couple seconds. Sorry about that. I just wanted to see how this was running. And then I'm going, how much juice I'm putting. I got exhaust coming out of there. Now, that is an issue. If I have exhaust coming out, I may need to run this stack way up high. So let's shut this down for the time being. Yeah, I'm going to have this stack go up. Got to remember, anytime you have flame of any kind going into a solid oxygen atmosphere, you're going to have that kind of thing. So let me fix that and I'll be right back. Drink some water here. Okay, so I fired everything back up. You can see I got a little flame stack going here in case it flares up again. Now when I shut this off, of course everything cooled off. The temperature's coming back up now. I lost some pressure, and that's still going down. There we go. You can hear it firing up. Now, if I put this on here, I'm producing 3.3 kilowatts. Yeah, 3 kilowatts. Now this can produce up to, I think it's in here somewhere. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Doesn't say what it can produce. I don't see it anywhere. But the hotter you get it, the faster it runs. And I could stack these if I needed to. Still going up. But basically, if you just have some... It's not shooting out flames yet, but it probably will eventually. Got to watch this pressure, don't want that to go too high. This doing pretty well. And I got 3.74 stable in there. The hotter I make this, pressure stable in there. So it's actually pretty easy to stabilize, really. I got to watch because I got this open. And that's not a problem. But there you go. So I have power kicking out of here, 3.3 kilowatts. I could probably get more if I increase the pressures. But let's see what happens if I go output 1, input 2. I already hear it speeding up. And of course now it's not going to flame. 3.5 going up. So I can also set this to say, okay, I need this much power. It's always going to have to run in the background a little bit, because if you let things cool off too much, then it takes a while to restart. That's doing pretty good. I could put a heavy one in there. I don't want to have to worry about it. So there it's up to 3.61. Now, I could use this furnace. I could easily just throw ore in here too. I mean, it doesn't matter what gas is going into this. It just has to be hot. So, this is actually working pretty well. 3.61. Nice stable amount. So basically, all I would have to do to code this is to have this shut off when this reaches a certain pressure, but I don't have enough gas in here right now to make it worthwhile. I have to go get some more oxygen. This is just a test run. Oxygen and volatiles. But everything's actually seems to be pretty stable. It's up to 4 megapascals, 1,000 degrees. Of course, like I said, now it's not going to flame. And I've got 3.5 coming out right now. As you can see, the temperature in the tank there is actually getting kind of warm. The warmer that is, the less efficient this runs. And this is supposed to stay cool, and this is what it's supposed to keep cool. So I could probably bleed out some of this gas. That might cool faster, but that's all future experimentation. 3.4. Oh, now it's going back up. 4.46. So there you go. There's my demonstration of how easy it is to hook up a stirling generator to generate power. All you need is a relatively stable amount of fuel, which I don't have right now, and cold air, which Europa has a lot of, and an advanced furnace, which you need anyway. Wow, that temperature's getting nice and warm. 32. So I don't know what the max of this is, but looks like maybe 3.5. I know I've had them running faster than that before. Let's do an experiment here. Let's go. Output 10, input 11, with 2 more 16. Pressure's going down. I might be running out of fuel. Let's go output or input. I might be running out of fuel now. There, it's going up. Temperature went down too. So I'm a little low on fuel right now, but working pretty well. Going back up to 3.6. I've kind of always enjoyed Stirling engines. It's just, I never use them anywhere but on Europa because they're so hard to keep cool. You can run them on Mars at night and a couple other planets, but you have to have cold air. So it's kind of tricky. 376. I don't know what my let me get this off again. What I'm averaging over here. Let's see. Let's go. Oh, I'm stuck. Very hard to maneuver around them things. So this will be the input side. So if I put this on here, so I'm actually generating more with that Stirling engine than I am with a pretty stiff wind.
Power low.
So there you go. Yeah. Probably generating about the same over there than I am with my wind turbines on a really windy environment. .7. So that's actually pretty good. I mean, I can stack these, and once I get my rocket up and running, I'll be retrieving oxygen and volatiles, and but try and automate all this. Like I said, I'm going to automate everything in this one, including the rockets if I can. It might be difficult to figure out, but so there you go. I'm going to shut this down. I want to get all that pressure out of there. I don't want that to get too cold. I don't know what temperature volatiles freeze at. That's a pretty darn good question. I'll break that pipe. Should be okay. Oops, that's what the problem is. Minus 140-ish. So as long as I keep it above 600. Is it below 6? I can never figure these dang charts out. I get confused every time I look at these. So if the pressure is above 274 at minus 100, that might freeze. And it already is. But it's freezing in the tank, so that might damage the tank, but it'd be interesting to find out. This crazy thing is still running. Oh, so if you turn it off, 114. Yeah, it's still in there. It doesn't say anything about stress in the tank, though. Interesting. Well, if it blows up, I'll know why. Okay, so there you go. Next, I think I'll pause this and I'll go ahead and automate this, but I got to get some volatiles and oxygen first. I have been filtering. Oh, that's done. Good. One thing about using gases and an ice crusher, you get nitrogen in your oxygen, and that lowers the efficiency of everything. So, I don't think stuff that you mine from space has nitrogen in it. I think it's solid oxygen, but I'm not positive on that. I'm remembering that it did. But, okay. Let me pause this. And, oops, sorry, wrong button. I'll pause this and try and automate this. And we'll go from there and I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry, I had to see if I actually turned the recording on there. So, this is all automated. I did put a bunch of... Oh. That's weird, I couldn't hear the sound. Odd. Okay, anyway. Well, that was done anyway. Let me go to the next one here. So I have 2 megapascals of, 2 megapascals of volatiles. I'm up to 4.5 here. Now, let me go over my code here. I think it still should be in here. It is. So basically, pretty simple, not too long. I could get rid of a couple of these extra lines, shorten it, make it look a little better. That's good enough. Alright, so I analyze volatile pressure. That is this right here. That is my volatile pressure to keep this pipe from overpressurizing. And then I have the aux out pressure. That is this one right here, to keep this pipe from overpressurizing, because while this is running, I did set this up to pull directly out of the tank and then take the output. So this is all oxygen. So now I'm filtering out the nitrogen before I feed it to the gas mixer, and the side effect of that is this pressurizes, and if I turn this on, you'll see this pressurizes a lot faster than the gas mixer pulls it in. So that would quickly blow up. So I put that in there. Of course, I'm aliasing the advanced furnace, and that's the pressure analyzer for the Stirling engine. That's this one right here. That's just making sure that this pipe does not get overpressurized. A lot of safety going on with this. And of course the gas mixer, so I can turn that on and off, and the aux filter, so I can turn that on and off. So the first thing I do, I don't want the advanced furnace to overpressurize. So if that gets greater than 10 megapascals, then it jumps down to pressure high, turns the input off, and leaves the setting output at 5. So that just makes sure once it gets to 10,000 it doesn't get any higher. Then the safety checks. Now JAL, remember, when you jump, I don't know what the AL means, but address label, I think, something like that. When you jump from here, when it goes to an RA, it puts this position in memory, actually probably this position in memory. And when you RA, it jumps back to where you JAL'd from. Hopefully that makes sense. So the first thing I'm doing up here is JAL and safety check, which is right here. Here's where I'm loading the volatile pressure. Then I set less than 10,000. So basically this is going to, if it's less than 10,000, it's going to be 1, and the gas mixer is going to end up being on. If it's greater than 10,000, then this is going to be true. False, I'm sorry. It's not going to be less than, it's going to be greater than. So that sets R0 to 0, which turns the gas mixer off. These two lines of code make things 100% easier, and I use this more and more. It makes it really easy. And then the oxygen out pressure, like I showed you over there, if that gets to 10,000, in the same method above here, it turns the ox filter on and off. And then that'll jump back up to here, and after safety check, then it does burn sets, or burn settings. I just abbreviated to burn set. So the first thing I check for is the Stirling engine pressure pipe too high. If it is, I keep that at 6,000 right now. I can adjust these, but I don't want things to overheat. I can tune these to go a lot higher, but at this point I'm testing things still. So if it's greater than 3,000, then it goes down here and shuts the input of the furnace off. The output. Is that right? The output should be, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, the output should be off also here. If it's greater than 3,000, so there's a programming error there, I think. If it's greater than 3,000, branch relative 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that should be 0. Because I don't want it to keep pressurizing, I want it to turn it off. Okay, well, there's a fix. So that's, yeah, that's fixed. If it's not greater than 3,000, then it's going to load the advanced furnace pressure. And if that's less than 3,000, it's going to skip 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it turns the setting output to 4, the input to 5, and it activates the furnace. Then, of course, it jumps back to the RA, comes to this, jumps to start. Now, I could put that as jump start, but I think, I don't know how the program handles a JAL without an RA. I could probably try it and find out, but I just put an RA there, and then the jump start up there. But there you go. Now I'm going to export this because I found that one error. Export. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on in reverse. Let me pick that up. I literally get a storm almost every 9.5 days here, and I just had one. It's 42. 9 times 5 is 45. So I think. Anyway, yeah. I think I'm okay for a storm for a while. But now I'm going to turn this on in reverse just to make sure. Oh, by the way, I had a mistake here. Please don't do what I did. I had volatiles and oxygen in here, which would explode once it gets to a certain pressure or a certain temperature. Don't do that. Mistake. Alright, so now if I turn this on, everything should come to life. That's going to come on. I hear the furnace quicken. Now this should get to 5,000. I hear it quick, the Stirling engine quicken up. 6,000, I'm sorry, 6,000. That's a nice high temperature. Now this is, when you first fire it up, it's going to overpressurize. That's okay. That's why I shut it off at 10,000. It's got a lot of fuel in there right now, so it's going to overpressurize. And there you go. It's set to overpressurized mode. And there it's just cycled. So now it's keeping it at around 10. Perfectly. Now this is kind of slow at the moment. Not sure exactly why. Because the output's at 0. The output should be at 5. Maybe that was right and I screwed it up now. Let me look at this again here. Output. That's yeah. That idiot. What's up, nothing? Should have left things where they were. Export. Okay, so that should start firing up the stirling engine again.
Power critical.
Oh my goodness. Stationeers mode. Stationeers difficulty, I should say. Oy, quite the pain. Okay, so this is going to start heating up. Should be running a little bit faster than this right now. There it goes. Temperature's pretty high. It's running kind of slow. It was running faster before. I'm wondering if I don't have enough pressure in here. I don't. Oh, I don't like this. If you overpressurize it. There we go, I'm getting a little bit more out of it now. It's not heating up enough. Not sure exactly why here. It is staying pretty cool. Maybe I need to raise this output number a little bit. But you see what I'm doing. I mean, it's automated. I start out cautiously and slowly turn numbers up because I think that but make sure I turn that off when the furnace is not pressurizing. That output. Okay, so let's set the input to 6. Oh, now 56. Cow. Output to 5. Output to 5. Confirm. Export. You turn it up slowly until you get the results you want. There we go. That's better pressure and better temperature. So what is this pressure? I might have to put more gas in there still. I want that pressure to be a little bit higher. Turn this off. 1,300. Let's try that. There we go. There we go, that's better. And right now I've got 2 kilowatts and rising. When the temperature's coming up, the higher that temperature goes, the more voltage you should get. 2.2, hovering at 2.2 right now. That's hovering at 6. Temperature's nice and high. This is at 3. So you can see I could play with these a little bit. I put this pipe up here just in case, because there is some volatiles in here, and this is a solid oxygen atmosphere if you get away from the exhaust. To get far enough away for. Wow. There we go. No? There we go. So, of course, if you put volatiles into a solid oxygen atmosphere, sometimes you get the little. So I put it way up there so it wouldn't matter. Alright, so what do you think? I think I need to do. I'm going to leave the input that way and go higher with the output. For 6.6. Pressure high will also make that 6. Okay, so this is gonna, yeah, that's at 6 now. inputs at nothing because this is above 6 megapascals. And that's a little bit higher now. Holding at 4, so that's pretty good. And I'm up to, oh, I'm down to 2. Okay, so I'm not making that big of a difference here, so let's go, let's raise the outputs to 8. And we'll do inputs to 8 too for now and see how that works. Got to do this fast in case something is pressurizing. There we go. Okay, don't get too hot. .9, temperature's still going up. But so you can see what I can do to change. And I can eventually have it automatically tune it up and down based on power needs. But it's amazing how cold this stays. At 218 Celsius isn't very warm, considering the input temperature is 1100. And again, I can also increase this pressure too. Don't need to leave this at 6,000. I don't use much fuel doing all this. I might be out of oxygen by now. Oh, not yet. Yeah, I got a lot to mix it too. 2.3, 2.4, but there you go. You see, I can eventually, I'll put in here how much power I need, and increase and lower this as required. It's going to be tricky to do because I've already used all the pins, so I'll have to figure that part out. But there you go. It's fully automated, still in the process of adjusting. 9, 9, 9, 9, and let's make this 7. I don't want to go overboard on any of this stuff, because, you know, I kind of like how my head is attached to my body right now. Okay, there goes the furnace, so I'm safe now. Oh! Oh! What happened? Did they fix this, and does the battery run out now? Oh! Did I turn it off? How did I turn it off? What the heck? What in the world? Well, it sounds like it's speeding up, so it did take it. Yeah. I'll have to look at that. I am on the beta branch, so you do have odd things happen sometimes. 9. There we go, so that's hanging at 7 now. This is running faster. Pressure in there is good, temperature's good, and I'm now getting approaching 3 kilowatts. What was that? Thought I heard something. That's at 10, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, I thought I heard a pipe droning, but 2.5, so it kind of levels. What are we doing over here? Temperature's nice. Ooh, that's getting kind of high. I'll have to watch that. I mean, I'm only halfway to critical. And I could probably save some fuel by enclosing this, which I'm going to do. .7. I swear I hear something. very cold in this environment. I could turn that off now. Okay. Actually, I still have another volatile to check in there. So there you go. 2.9, almost up to 3. So it's pretty stable. I mean, it bounces around a little bit. It's pretty stable. I could probably go a little bit higher. The big pressure, of course, is in this, which I'm way under. This, which I'm under. And this, which I'm way under. Like I said, the higher this temperature goes, the more the Stirling engine will put out voltage. So I'll probably play with this some more, but I'm very happy with it. I'm not blowing myself up.
Hunger, caution.
And all my warning lights are going off because I'm in Stationeers difficulty. But there you go. Now again, I don't know how fast I'm using, because this is filling as it's draining. I still got 1.8 in there. So it don't appear to be using too much fuel. Eventually I'll get the big tanks when I do rockets. Then I won't have to worry about it. Pretty stable though. Goes up and down a little bit. Okay, so there you go, Navy Old Slot Gamer with a fully automated Stirling engine and advanced furnace setup. All I have to do is feed it fuel.
Hydration critical.
And I'm about to go crazy with this stuff here. So there's a good time to stop. Let me know what you think. I think this is pretty cool. I didn't blow myself up. And I'm going between 2.7 and 2.9-ish. Bouncing back and forth a little bit based on this. I could increase this. I could increase this a little bit. But I'll tell you, I don't want to go a whole ton higher. I did have this in testing up to about 6 kilowatts. But that was really pushing the pipe pressure here. So, you know, how big of a risk do you want to take? And the other thing I got to think about, what happens when a storm comes? Does the temperature get warmer here or colder when a storm comes? I have to look that up on the Europa. I have to look that up. And I don't think it does me any good to put any more gas in this tank. But pretty stable. Okay, there you go. I'm pretty happy with this. Now I got to run this cable over to where I need it, and I can turn this quite a bit down because right now I don't need much power. I am pretty much, and I got to come in here and do all this craziness. 2 batteries low. Take this off. It's almost not worth Stationeers difficulty, to be honest with you, when you just have to run around and drink and eat every 2 seconds. Because, well, 2 seconds is an exaggeration. And of course I don't have any cooked. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to stuff that in there. But most likely my batteries are pretty blue, even with all that stuff running. Oh, maybe not. Interesting. So maybe I need to run that stuff over here. Okay then. Wonder if I just hit a dry air spot. So there you go. I need to hook that up. Last time I checked those batteries, they were both full. So that's interesting. So there you go. We'll hook that up, run it in there, and get it charging. And I'll show you that in the next episode. You have a good day. Again, please subscribe and like. I enjoy making these, and I like the questions I get. I did make some mistakes in this one that nobody caught. And one of them, in the first episode, I hooked my water pipe here. And I was like, oh, I'm going to hear about that, and nobody caught it. Nobody caught it, and I quick switched it. Got away with it, but I like to admit my mistakes. One of the other mistakes I did, I thought I put a insulated tank there, and I didn't. I put a regular water tank there, and I was wondering, why is it getting so cold in here? Because I was cooling off of my water, which was cooling off my room. So, yeah. If you don't make mistakes, you don't have fun. You have a good day.